Hi, everyone. Um, if you've seen what I've posted, um, which I don't even think that most views that I get are even longer than a couple seconds. But if you have seen the videos I've posted, then most recently you could tell that I'm like really upset. And that hasn't changed too much. I think that's about it. That's all the energy I have to say anything, because if I elaborate, I'm just adding more fuel to the flame. But it really does suck just being in this reality. Disclaimer, it's 10:30. I already have a lot of coffee and alcohol in my system, and well, I guess I'm considering going back on Adderall. Basically the same, just like my mind not caring and focusing a little bit more. How does that work out? I don't know. But I don't want to take medication. But these are already drugs. So might as well just do a prescription drug. Anyway, I don't have much to say. Because if I'm specific, people just get pissed off. If I'm vague, people just tell me to shut up. I mean, they tell me to shut up if I'm specific too. So, but I just don't think people like me. I do consider that like God made all of reality and all of truth. And I find it hard to understand why it would be put in I can't. I genuinely can't. People have such a messed up concept of truth and treat each other so bad. I don't want to witness it. I don't. I don't want to witness how people treat each other. But for the better part of me, I have to. Because, well, first of all, there's no logical other option to participate in this society. But also because if I just ignore everything, then there's there's really no value in me being here. 'Cause I like genuinely feel that I'm here just to create information. But all of the information that I want to create is a result of all the lies that everybody says. And the cause is how people want to treat each other and how they want to be. And I'm against that. I'm against how people treat me. I'm against the whole speech thing and syllables. That's not truth. That's just control and manipulation from humans because they have issues. That's not truth. Like, if God is the entire universe, I have to believe that God is the biggest and the smallest thing. And the smallest things that I can think of are particles. The biggest thing I can think about is the universe. So, if it all has to line up, where two particles become atoms, then atoms become chemicals, and chemicals become biological tissue. That's all. That's it. And, but what's on everyone else's head is not that. It's selfish. And I won't say that I'm not selfish. That I think that I'm like a great person, but I've just been like married to the idea of like a lifelong education, and because you never stop learning. But the way that I see the world now is that everybody tries to stop learning like a long time ago. And they just don't want to learn more ever. How is that, like, in terms of God and truth, how does that make sense? And I don't realistically expect anybody to answer these questions for me. But, it just feels so horrible that I just get harassed all the time, everywhere I go. The cops don't care. Mental health doesn't care. The mental health department. It's part of the problem. They're part of the problem. When I look at psychology textbooks, oh man, most science pisses me off. Where in the logic of physical reality? It angers me so much. And that I don't have a recourse. All I can do is try to change it. Like, try to do something else. And I don't want to do that. So, like, the mental health department and the police department have tried to talk to me, and I'm just like, it's not gonna make a difference who says the bullshit. It's still bullshit. Do you get what I mean? If fundamentally the information is wrong, it's wrong. There's nothing that's gonna make it right just because you want it to be right. And I wish I wish that I could be on the mentality that I could believe in such a delusion, because either way it would help me. It would help me just ignore everybody or get with the program, but I'm not gonna get with the program. It would just help me get along to know that like I believe more in myself than I do in what other people are doing and saying. But I don't have that. I have 30 years of conditioning into the opposite. I have a lifetime conditioning of people abusing me and harassing me and pretending that they don't, and they just gaslight and lie. And I could see it in their bodies. I could see it, how ugly it makes them. But I'm never going to be able to not see the correct stuff. I'm only going to be able to see the shit, the bullshit that everybody drags along with them in their life. So I don't see how any of this is going to help, because genuinely people are the issue. And if people want to continue to be selfish, then nothing's going to change. And like, if everybody just focused on progress instead of a selfish system, we would be eons away from where we are right now in every aspect. That's what hurts the most, is that like, okay, when all is said and done and humans have evolved past this form, if we make it that far, what will this have looked like? The complete disregard for what, like, choices, for what intelligence is. And like, I just can't. I can't imagine that God would make me wrong. Not about all of this. Not about everything. So when I try to look at the world and interface with it, I'm always asking these questions, and the bullshit response that I get pisses me off more. The bullshit response that I get from people and things around me that try to put their 2 cents where they don't belong. They don't have anything to give in that situation because they just want the complete shit system that they're already used to. And you can say that's me. I'll gladly take that to the grave, because I know that I'm not stupid. Like, I created my whole math, an entire field of math, just to figure out that everyone's lying to me. Like, what the fuck? Genuinely, what the fuck? And still, I don't get the respect. I don't. I just get disrespected. Because fundamentally, at the very bitter end of everybody, is how much value can I get from the situation? And if you're constantly making the same decisions, you're never gonna be like, oh, there's a better option. That's never gonna happen. So I think humanity is stuck in this. I don't think that it's gonna progress. Not currently, not with the current mindset. But humanity is of the mindset of like, shit's gonna be bad, and then someone's gonna come and like push things along, and then that's just gonna keep happening, and then like we'll survive or something. But I'm like, yeah, either somebody already completely dominated the system and is running it from afar, and they're completely unaffected by it, which I don't see how that would make sense because human lifespan. But, you know, I mean, maybe if they figured out a way to stay alive longer, then it's literally a slave system for them, just for that single person that like figured out and like kept secrets and like is staying alive longer and whatever. But like, also, if it's not one person, what if it's a group of people? Like, what if it's a conglomerate? Right? So I'm like, you could keep that logic going to where the majority are in power, but that kind of defies the human logic, because humans are on the dumbass zero sum game where like if you win I lose, or if I win you lose. Like that's the only way it works. Like that's stupid as bullshit, but whatever. But it's really not like the case that I've lost my train of thought, but and apparently my muscle tension. But like it's definitely the case that we can all work together and like actually like run things in a good way. But that's not what I see. That's not at all what I perceive in the world. I see the opposite of everybody just having the mentality of selfish, and it doesn't work. Like when I look at technology and just the growth that it's had, it's very minimal. That I'm not like, this is coming from an outside perspective of somebody who didn't know technology, and then I like learned about it and like learned about the math and the, you know, like the physical structures. And then I'm just like, well, no, there's so many more things possible. I'm not gonna sit here and make it for a society that's gonna just take it and make the worst thing out of it. But I know there's more, and there's more efficient, and there's just better of everything. I can just sit here and think of any one thing and just be like, yeah, this should change in all of society, and it would make society better, and it would. Of course, I'm not going to sit here and do that again for a society that's just fixated on basically torture. But I know there's more, and people just don't want to do the work to change society in the ways that it needs to change to get all that stuff done. Because I guess, you know, I don't know, maybe genetically speaking, I don't know how much importance, you know, like individuals have to God, you know, like maybe it's all like not important. Like everybody's so insignificant to God that like this is just some bullshit ass dumb shit, and like God's fine with that. I don't know. You see, like the vastness and the smallness. I just don't want to get treated like shit. Is that too much to ask? Is that really too much to ask? I don't think so. But I guess it is when I'm out in public and people do stupid ass shit, play charades around me, try to like send me signals and shit, and like also don't try to send me signals and just send other people signals just to talk shit about me. That's annoying as fuck. Anyway, I guess that's my video. Goodbye. Rant.